All right, guys, it's time for another 3-star my bag. I'm excited to do this. It's been a while. I'm pretty sure there's one or two others that I was gonna do and I have not yet. So if you're one of those, I think it got buried in my messages somewhere and I couldn't find who it was. So please reach out to me again if I told you I was gonna do your bag and I haven't yet. But this one is featuring the bag of DGV player Maatspencer. So Maatspencer, I think his player level is it's like 150. Let me check real quick. 154 is his player level. He's been struggling with Northern Breeze, so asked me to do Northern Breeze. I'm excited. He's got a pretty fun looking bag, so it should be fun. His name, Maatspencer, I asked him kind of why he spelled it like that. Thought it was maybe because he's from Atlanta, but basically just Matt with two T's is always taken. So all his usernames have always just used two A's instead of two T's. So I thought that was kind of funny. But anyways, we're going to take a look at his bag here in a second. I'm going to do my best to copy his bag. And then we're going to go hit the course and see if we can get 3-star on Northern Breeze. Definitely one of my favorite courses to play, so I'm excited about this one. So without further ado, let's take a look at his bag. All right, here we go. So he still hasn't unlocked that last spot. You can see I did a pretty good job here of copying his bag. Definitely a few stamps that I didn't get exactly right, but some of them, let's see, I think maybe half of them are the exact same stamp, so not too shabby. But we'll start with his putter bag. Very nice combination here. He's got the Sticky Hope and the Glide Harp. I like one of your putters to be sticky. That way if you have a layup and you want it to stop fast, you at least have an option for a putter. And this is a great combination, a nice straight putter with a nice overstable harp. You know I love those combinations. And then mid-range, he's got the Fade Tersis. I'm kind of excited to throw that a little bit. We'll see if it comes into play. Not sure how much it will on Northern Breeze, but we'll see. Definitely an intriguing disc. And then the MD3, which is similar to a Fuse, very straight flyer, just a little longer, especially with that glide feature. Moving on to his fairways, I really like his fairway combination. He's got the Glide Fortress, so very comparable to the Glide Sapphire. Tried it out for a while, just ended up going to the Glide Sapphire. Just was a little more used to its flight, so went back to what I know. The Skip Sapphire. You all know I love the Skip Sapphire. And he's got the Water Skip Sapphire, and then he's got a Sticky Musket. So lots of range in his four fairways. And then moving into his distance drivers, he's got a pair of DD3s, Water Skip and Sticky. So a great combination there. Kind of an understable straight shooter. That understable Water Skip definitely comes in handy on a lot of the Water Skip holes. Like Oak Hill 6, Lakeside 5, those types of holes. That's probably a perfect disc for. And then he's got the Glide Skip Rive and the Glide Skip DD1. I think those are a little too similar. Obviously, the DD1's a little more understable, but definitely a little too similar. I think maybe if you like the Skip, maybe a Skip Captain or a Skip Paradigm, something just a little less stable, a little straighter. That way it gives you a little more versatility with your big Skip discs. Not that they skip anymore anyways, but that's a whole nother topic. And then of course I love the Light Glide Rive. So as far as recommendations, I still like to have a roll distance driver. There's just a few holes where it comes in handy. You can definitely get away without it, but I feel like you're still gonna miss it. At least I do. I miss it on a few holes when I don't have it in the bag. So not a huge gap, but just something to consider when he unlocks that last slot. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot of gaps. Maybe some sort of sticky fairway or mid-range. He's got the Musket, but maybe something a little shorter. I love my Sticky Explorer. And then, he's got the Tersis and the MD3. Both are very straight. He doesn't really have a straight flying fairway. All those are kind of overstable. So maybe something like a River or a Rhythm or a Diamond or the Vandal, something like that just gives you kind of a little more distance, but something that flies nice and straight. So that would be about all I'd recommend. Other than that, very versatile bag. pretty much hit any shot he needs. So let's move on to Northern Breeze. All right, so Northern Breeze, you got to shoot 9 under to get 3-star. You can see the course par is 28. You got to get that Felon's pretty nice. And then the King is kind of the main one, Light Glide King. Nice distance driver if you're still looking for this. Not the worst rewards. But yeah, 28 par, you got to get 19 to get that 3-star. So here we go. You definitely want to start out with an ace on this first hole. This is a great ace line if you ever need it during multiplayer. Skip Sapphire. This is a tough wind. If you're going to miss, you want to miss on this left side. You can still stay safe if you miss right side of the basket, but left side, you definitely end up right over here, and it's not the worst throw in to save your birdie. So I wanted to show that miss. But if you get the ace, slide left, bottom chevron right there, a little bit of Anheuser, and then right to that second Wi-Fi symbol. And definitely start out Northern Breeze with an ace if you're trying to 3-star it, especially if you're struggling with it. Just gives you that little bit of cushion so you can get that 9 under. It gives you 1 par basically that you can afford to get. This one, with his bag, I like the harp, especially the glide harp. It's a little longer. My sticky harp doesn't cover as much distance, so it's a little more risky. But slide left, bottom chevron right on top of that little brown bush, and then almost a full Anheuser. Got to be a little careful with how much Anheuser, but it's stable enough that it comes back, and you can end up with a nice, easy birdie there. Hole number 3, there's definitely some ace lines, but I'm just going to show you the safest way. I think we're going to choose the musket since it's his sticky fairway. So we're going to slide right. We'll go middle chevron kind of right to the left side of the base of that tree, and we'll put some Anheuser in this big tailwind. It's okay if we get a little collision over here. You don't want to hit the tree dead on, but this is going to clear it nicely. You don't want to go too far. You might have to power down a little bit if there's a big tailwind, but in a 1-wind you can go full power on that and end up right down here with a pretty routine throw-in for birdie. Hole number 4. This one is where the Fortress is going to come in handy. I like to use my Glide Sapphire, but we're going to go middle chevron just under this rock, and then with this wind we're going to, no, not top chevron. I couldn't remember for a sec. Middle chevron. Slide over a couple because it's a 1-wind. If this was a 3-wind right to left, we would just aim right under that rock and straight down, but we're going to adjust our aim to the left a little bit. We caught a little bit of collision on that tree, but still going to be an easy birdie. 61 feet with his Hope. Uses his Hope, I think, up to like 140 or so, and then switches to the Tersis, I believe. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to throw the Tersis much. All right, this one, a good safe play with the Skip Sapphire. I like to run this with the Glide Skip, but if you just need the birdie, slide left. With this wind, we're going to aim a little more right than I'm used to and put a little bit of, oh, we might get, okay. Not a lot of, a little bit of collision there at the end, but still puts us in here nicely. But if you can get through there without any collision, you're going to skip up close to the basket. So Skip Sapphire is a great safe play there. Ooh, we almost went too high there with the Hope. All right, 4 more holes. This one, I usually go glide roll. I know the Fortress is probably a good disc here, but I like coming in steeper with more hyzer. So I just aim right at the corner of that tree. We're going to put a little extra hyzer here. Need to aim higher with that disc. I'm used to the glide roll rye flight, so maybe aim a little bit higher with that disc, but I think that's a good line for an ace run there. I'm sure you could find a good run with the Fortress as well. It just doesn't come in as steep, and I just like it coming in sharper. That way when you miss, it's safe. This one I like to go light glide rive, middle chevron, a little lower than the base of that tree, and then we're going to maybe put a touch of hyzer on this, if not a straight pull. Actually put a little Anheuser on that. Just felt like the thing to do. We get a little collision, but you get through nicely. If you can get up here, you're in good position. We'll go musket. Put plenty of Anheuser. You do not want to miss to the right here. Hey, you can tell I'm not a good musket thrower. I thought it was going to be more understable than that, but ended up a tap in, so can't complain. But usually I like to go a little wider left than that. You don't want to mess with those trees on the right. This one, I think we'll go musket again. No, let's go water sapphire. You got a lot of options here. And the water sapphire is going to slide nicely once we hit the ground. And you don't have to worry about this one going too far if it's not a big tailwind. So it should get up to the top of the hill. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier. The sticky disc might kind of get stuck a little bit trying to slide up the hills, so that water skip sapphire is a great option there, unless it's a big tailwind. This last hole, man, with his fairways, you can throw the skip sapphire, you can throw the fortress, the water skip sapphire, lots of good options here. I think in this wind, because we got the headwind, we're going to need all we can get, so we're going to throw the glide fortress. In a one wind or a tailwind, it might be a little too much, so I'd probably disc down to the water skip sapphire, but this is my aim, slide right, and that's a straight pull, and this is going to be just perfect with the fortress. So with his bag, you can see definitely handles northern breeze with ease. Hopefully this video helps him get that 3-star. We ended up at 10 under, so we had a stroke to spare. So there you go. Good luck. Can't wait to find out when he hits his 3-star. Hopefully some of these lines help him out. But there you go with the 3-star on Northern Breeze. Again, if I told you I was going to do yours and I haven't done it yet, sorry, I just kind of have been sidetracked these last few weeks and had the point round competition, so I might have lost those messages in the mix somewhere. So hit me back if you want me to 3-star your bag. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and more than anything, hopefully this helps him get that 3-star. Matt, let me know when you hit that 3-star. All right, guys. Appreciate all the love and support. And as always, thanks for watching me play some DGV.